What's the difference between a creative brief and a marketing brief? We're going to do a deep dive into the topic by showing you examples from Adidas. Most people in advertising mistakenly interchange the two. So as a strategist, how do you prevent this from happening? In under 5 minutes, I'm going to explain how creative and marketing briefs are different from each other. Both are very important documents, but the biggest difference is the point of view. Marketing briefs is from the point of view of the business. The creative brief is from the point of view of the consumer. The intended audience for these two outputs are quite the opposite. A marketing or client brief is for the company's internal stakeholders. In it are plans that encompass the marketing goals such as increasing brand awareness or driving sales. It is often used internally as a case for financing the advertising work. So the audience can be the marketing department, finance department, and advertising agency. A creative or advertising brief is for the creative team. Often created by a strategist at the agency, their job is to translate the marketing brief into a consumer point of view. It looks at understanding what message is going to help the audience think of the company's brand when the next buying moment comes up. The marketing brief comes first. It often covers all the 4 P's of marketing, not just promotion, which include pricing, product, and place, where the product is going to show up. The creative brief comes once the marketing brief has been signed off by all internal stakeholders and the agency is handed the brief from the client. Different audiences and timings means different scopes as well. A marketing brief outlines an organization's marketing goals, business problem, competitive analysis, strategy, tactics, and budget. It serves as a framework for all decision-making with the business's goals as the main focus. On the other hand, the creative brief delves into the specifics of the target audience, considering their goals, problems, needs, and how the business can help them. It's a roadmap to get into the consumer's minds, so focusing on the human problem is the key. The consumers only care about their own problems and doesn't care about the problems of the business or the marketing department. We already have the marketing brief for that. I'm going to now show you how these principles work with an example from Adidas. First, let's look at the spot.
Running needs nothing. It was born free, goalpost free, hoop free, finish line free. Running only takes 2 legs, sometimes not even. It doesn't care who gets there first, whether you're breaking records or setting a record for too many breaks. Running just needs you to show up and run as you are. Running needs nothing but you.
Adidas has been carrying their strategy around the idea platform of beating societal limitations, optimism, and the journey behind success since 2004. Their tagline, "Impossible is nothing," has not changed since, even almost a decade after. The marketing brief would be something along these lines. Adidas wants to increase their market share by 2% globally in the running apparel category in 2022. This is the business goal. Then the business problem is Adidas is not a top-of-mind brand when it comes to running. Nike has dominated, and now a number of niche players like Hoka, On Running, and New Balance are eroding Adidas's small share of 7.5%. Now to their target consumers, young dreamers or aspiring runners who are thinking about taking it up as their sport. The budget is 2.5 million euros and the campaign needs to go live at the end of winter 2022. It's mandatory that this work for a global market and that they use some of the signature Adidas athletes like Mo Salah. This has all the essentials that we need from a marketing brief. Sometimes they might have more information on the consumer problem and goal, but this is the job of the strategist to translate this to a creative brief. In the Strategy Finishing School, we have client brief templates that brands can use for their marketing briefs and give to the creative agencies for their campaigns. Most agencies gatekeep this type of content, so I'll be putting the link below if you're interested. Enroll in the school and get access to all the resources in my private Google Drive and get world-class strategy training. Now that we know the business side of the campaign, I'm going to now show you the creative brief using the Get Who To Buy formula. Remember, the goal here is to translate the marketing brief's business perspective into the consumer perspective. Here's how to do it. The Get stands for the target consumer. Who is the consumer problem stopping them from achieving their goal? The To statement is the consumer goal. What do they want to achieve? The Buy is the single message that we're going to tell them to overcome the problem and gets them closer to their goal. So in the case of this ad for Adidas, it would be get young dreamers and aspiring athletes who are told by people around them that their fitness dreams aren't achievable to believe that they can master something that others thought was not possible for themselves by choosing running, as it is a sport that has no barriers stopping them. You can see here this would also still work within their idea platform of impossible is nothing, because it's talking about the lack of barriers to running, meaning that it won't stop anyone from reaching their goal. Here's a summary of all the points of differences between the two briefs. A marketing brief has the following: a business goal, a business problem, who's the target audience, what's the budget allocated, and what's the timing of the campaign. And a creative brief focuses on the target audience, the consumer problem, the consumer goal, and what's the single-minded proposition. If you're interested in learning more about strategy, you should sign up to one of my free workshops at the Strategy Finishing School. Want access to all my strategy templates and frameworks? Enroll now and get lifetime access. Learn them in your own time. All the links discussed are in the description below.